that, children saying and students saying that history is very boring, it's all just dates and things and we don't have anything else, and that we have to remember all this. So I wanted to make it clear that it's not having to remember dates, but it's to find out who we are. Who are we as a people? How have we become what we are? Who was responsible for our ancestry, for our genes, as it were, or for our being what we are today? And you will find that in every case, in every book that you read, you will find that we are inheritors of great traditions of different peoples. We are not just one kind of people. We are a mix of many races and many people who have come into this part of the world over centuries. So we are not exclusive, we are not whatever, but we are inheritors of great tradition, and that we should keep in our mind that we are a pluralistic society with all sorts of variations in our thinking and in our behavior, but we belong to one nation. So if you can remember that, and if you can get this from your books, I'll be really very happy. Narrates the history, and this book to you narrated this history to us. And so I put that in. There's a real idea कि बलूचिस्तान बिहार जिसको बाबुल इस्लाम कहना चाहिए हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान, क्योंकि यहाँ इस्लाम हजरत उमर की जो फौजें थी उन्होंने जब ईरान फतेह किया उसके बाद बलूचिस्तान और बलूचिस्तान को फतेह किया, तो बलूचिस्तान एंड देन दूसरा ये वो जो अब दूसरी स्टोरीज हैं इसमें, जैसे कि है आसानी से हो जाएगी, मगर उसको पता तब पड़ा जैसे उसको उसकी फौज अलेक्जेंडर को लाते थे, मगर वो देखता है कि मेरे सोल्जर्स के पास पानी नहीं है तो वो फेंक देता है पानी, हीटर से वो खुद भी नहीं पीता है। ये है, इससे पहले साइरस द ग्रेट की आर्मी भी वहाँ खत्म हो गई। तो ये एक हिस्ट्री है बलूचिस्तान की कि जो भी हॉस्टाइल फोर्सेस आते हैं तो उनको बख्शता नहीं। तो ये तो कंटिन्यू है। और दूसरी इनके हुनर जो हैं, आपको पता होगा कि बलूच एम्ब्रॉयडरी बहुत मशहूर है और बहुत ही, मैं नहीं समझती कि पाकिस्तान के किसी भी हिस्से में इतनी फाइन एम्ब्रॉयडरी होती है जैसे बलूचिस्तान में होती है। और हाँ, और सिंध से कनेक्टेड फोक टेल है। मुझसे पूछा गया था एक इंडिया चिंतन आस में कि आपने लव स्टोरीज क्यों डाली हैं किताबों में। मैंने कहा हमारी हिस्ट्री का एक इम्पोर्टेंट, हम सब बच्चे जब थे तो हमें यही स्टोरीज बताई जाती थी कि भाई दिस इज द लेजेंड, ससी पुन्नू, हीर रांझा वगैरह वगैरह, यही हम सुनते थे। तो ऐसी एक स्टोरी है जो सिंध और बलूचिस्तान की मुश्तर का स्टोरी है, वो है ससी पुन्नू। Sasi was a Brahman's child. What do you read it in the books? I won't tell you. But this is, Shah Abdul Latif, who's a great folk poet. तो उन्होंने तो बहुत सी ऐसी चीजें हैं जिससे आपको you will love Balochistan. It's so beautiful. और लोग वहाँ के किस तरह रहते हैं, वो डेजर्ट्स में, खासकर कुछ ट्राइब्स जो नोमैड्स उनकी सेटल जिंदगी थी, तो वो जाते हैं अपने हर्ड लेके, गोट्स और वगैरह, और वो कोई भी ग्रीनरी हो, कोई पानी हो, जैसे कि आपको पता है कि डेजर्ट्स में होता है कि द कैरावैन गो लुकिंग फॉर वाटर एंड ग्रास फॉर द एनिमल्स, एंड सो देयर लाइफ इज ऑल्सो लाइक दैट। देन ऑफ कोर्स the British tried to settle them. उनको कोशिश की कि उस जगह रखा जाए, एक जो गाँव या ऐसी तरह वहाँ सेटल किया और फैसिलिटीज की कोशिश की, मगर अभी तक मैं समझती हूँ कि वो नोमैडिक जिंदगी है, अभी तक पुरानी जिंदगी जो है वो कंटिन्यू करती है बलूचिस्तान में। तो इसी तरह से है बहुत सी मालूमात। और मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप किताब पढ़ेंगे, इतना ज़्यादा महंगा भी नहीं है, 200 रुपये में आपको मिल जाएगा। थैंक्स टू अमीना दैट शी कैन प्रोड्यूस इतने खूबसूरत किताब, इतनी खूबसूरत इलस्ट्रेशन जो खास कमीशन की जाते हैं, वो फिर भी इतने पैसों में वो उनको मिलती है। So this is a great service for the children of Pakistan, and I hope that they appreciate it.
My question is that why Balochistan being neglected and the people living over there do not get their rights?
Not getting,
Their rights, their rights.
I'm not getting to say, and it is the fault of the governments of all these years. But at last, the people have, now raised their voice, and the government is responding, I think, by realizing that they should, that Balochistan has a right to their. For instance, one great injustice was whatever gas we have comes from there. But in Balochistan, they didn't have it for a very long time. Quetta, others towns didn't have gas. So that was one big injustice. But now I think all you children, like you have asked the question, and the people now realize that this has been done, this injustice has been done, that it should be put right. And the people of Balochistan who feel, because of all these things, they feel that they have not been treated as equal citizens, should get their rights. And I certainly hope, and I'm sure that at present the government has become aware of this and is trying to remedy that. So I hope that in the near future, right.
My question is that we all, as we know that gas comes from Balochistan. Now why don't not they get the gas? They burn the law.
Well, that is what the governments have done, but they didn't. Because if they got the gas there and given them all this power, then the progress there would have been also tremendous. But they didn't get it, and they had to really fight for that. But now, as I said, the government does realize that they should be.
My name is Dr. Bananga. I'm basically from Balochistan, but presently I'm in Islamabad. I just wanted to ask, in spite of all the injustice things that have been come across for Balochistan, what the children today can do by themselves to improve their own situation, in spite of whatever has been done in the past. What can we do to improve that situation in Balochistan?
Well, I think awareness is a great thing to listen to that. So I think awareness, if you know and some others know, you should spread the word. All the children and young people should know what their rights are and demand those rights. No democracy will work unless people themselves demand it. At the top, people know what should be. They do know. And they do try. But it's not until there's a public awareness, nothing can happen. Even for women, for instance. Unless women themselves realize that these are our rights and we will not stand for injustice or for any good, then they can become a force for improvement. But until they know that, they can't. Most women, I don't want to divert from Balochistan, but I just want to say that because women don't know what their rights are, they're ready to accept anything that happens to them. That has got to stop. So Balochistan also has to stop suffering and stand up for itself. Say, look, this is what our rights are. Then it becomes
of class 8 from Primary School Balcony. My question is that you said that they are not, the people of Balochistan are not getting rights, but the justice system is not letting them do the government to give their rights. their Jagidars come in and their Jagidar, and they are not letting them to do their work in Balochistan.
I don't think that's true. There's a lot of propaganda certainly like that. But why would Sardars stop them then? Because Sardars are part of the society and they want rights too. And they won't stop their people from getting rights. If they are the leaders of the society and the people listen to them and so I can't agree with you that it's the Sardars who are stopping. And there are no Jagidars. I don't think there are any Jagidars in Balochistan. Or even in Jagidari system has finished in this country.
Now my son is also like that.
Yes, he's got lots of sons and it's not like at all.
Balochistan, but what they're talking about is the feudals, the Sardars and the Jagidars. They have resisted education wherever they are. There's a World Bank survey. They had made many schools in Balochistan which were completely furnished with textbooks and everything. And I know personally the lady, because she was my teacher at Portland State University, she came to look at what was happening in those schools. So she was very excited when she reached Pakistan. She went to the frontier at that time and to Balochistan, and when she came back, her shoulders were sad, and she said, I am such a broken person, because not even one of those schools was running. They had, the furniture was all stacked on one side, there were animals, there was fodder, and there was all sorts of things. And when she said, I asked them what happened, they said, oh, we can't get the chowkidars, and then there is some sort of feud between the tribes, and this is why we have it. So this is the fact which I can quote myself. But it's not only Balochistan, it's in other places, it's in South Punjab as well. There also, education has not been allowed to reach at the grassroots level, because then they would ask. Now there is a lot of awareness because of the television, that they have rights and they should ask. But having said that, even here in the cities too, like you said yourself, women don't even know what their rights are, where they can go for recourse if there some problems happen to them. So
women certainly have a problem.
yes, but certainly the Sardar there have.
I want to take that ruined schools or not inhabited schools are the fault of Sardar. You see, that again is awareness of people not sending their children or not demanding that these schools continue. I know because I was Minister of Education here, and my problem was that people were not ready to send their girls to school. They wanted that they should, that boys should earn, they should go and do some work and then earn some money. And the girls were not allowed because they had to get married very quickly. So these are social problems. They're not imposed by anybody. These are our common social problems which we have to deal with, which our people have to be aware of and deal with. You know that I was minister twice. I was minister in the early 90s, and at that time I found that lots of people were coming to school and sending their children to school. And I wanted to know why. That was because at that time jobs were available and they wanted their daughters to get teaching jobs and earn money. So they were prepared to send them to school for a few years in order to get teaching jobs. Then in between, because of IMF and World Bank and whatever restrictions, there was a restriction on jobs. You know that in the mid-90s and late, there was complete restriction on jobs. And so the people stopped sending their children to school. They said, what is the point of going there for 8 years, getting your matriculation and then becoming not fit for cultivation, not fit to do anything, wanting jobs and sitting at home. So that was the great issue. Of course there are others, awareness, whatever else, but I found that was a major. So you can apportion the blame all along to the Prime Minister, to the Zamindar, to all leaders of society, to the public, but it's not, you cannot single out.
Balochistan is the largest area of Pakistan. Ma'am, why is the population low over there?
Population because of the condition, geography so on, which doesn't allow that kind of growth. But now with industrialization and progress, I'm sure that population will grow both out with exponentially over the world. And you will soon get lots of people.
Just the hospitality of the Balochistan.
That's the hospitality. 400. That is the tradition there. But I'll tell you of a general hospitality, which is that at the time of partition, when there were feeling against.
If I may ask you a question, having government on an island, in a mountain, maybe in a valley, or a desert, small desert community, everybody depends on everybody. Everybody must contribute, and everybody has rights. And those aspects can be very interesting to think about. I come from a country with cold weather, a lot of rain, a lot of mountains. I have a friend in Macan who has come from the far north of Norway. He didn't find back here today. Maybe he has come by now. But in Norway we discovered oil about 40 years ago. Norwegians have become very rich, and the government has all the policies in place so that we share those resources. And of course, when you have natural resources, you have the right in the community where the resources were found to keep a fair share of them, and then you share with the others. But that aspect is very essential. I think now we can complain about the situation within a country like Pakistan and Balochistan today. Earlier we could blame the Brits during the colonial time. And in Africa, where I also work, for example in Zambia, they have copper, and they have terrible agreements with those foreign companies. And Norway
It's so strong. What is the way out of it? How do you think it can work and the society can develop in that context? What would you plan?
I think the tribal structure was very important at one time. Bully anybody else, you had equal rights and so on. So that for some time that was the most important. Of course now the tribal structure is coming apart because there is no need for it anymore. Now it's urbanization, individuals, self-aware individuals, and therefore the tribal system is bound to break. Just as there are no Jagiras, the tribal system is weakened. The Sardars no longer have that kind of power. Well, thank you very much for coming to this launch, and I'm really happy that so many school children are here, and they've been lively enough to ask questions about Balochistan. I'm so glad that they are aware of the problems and that they brought these out. That's wonderful.